Om Swaha. We're talking about the total, not a partial, but a total new moon eclipse in the sign of Aries coming up on April the 8th. I'm doing this taping on April the 2nd, and a lot of people are starting to really talk about this. This is the only total eclipse in 2024. Normally, you have about 4 eclipses in a year, 2 new moon solar eclipses and 2 full moon lunar eclipses. We have 5 this year, and one of them is in Pisces, 2 of them in Aries, 2 of them in Libra. So Aries and Libra dynamism going on this year between one's personal needs. Aries is mostly considered to be into their own needs. And you could say they're selfish if they have too much Aries energy in a chart. But they are more concerned with their own needs. And Libra is more concerned with other people's needs. Librans become the good negotiators. They become the peacemakers, okay? Aries is the warrior sign. And they go where angels fear to tread. They tend to be into law enforcement and or sports, you know, in terms of having that Mars. Mars is the natural ruler of Aries. So they have a lot of energy that goes on. Now we have this new moon solar eclipse. It's the only total eclipse, meaning all the light in the sun gets blocked. Look at all these planets in Aries on April 8th. And this is going to be at 2:21 p.m. Eastern time. So those on the East Coast, 2:21 and 11:21 a.m. in California or the West Coast. So look at all those planets. Mercury's retrograde as of April 1st. Chiron is at 19 degrees, the same exact degree of the sun and the moon. So Chiron, the wounded healer, is involved here. And then you also have the North Node in Aries, and you have Venus in Aries. So, I mean, obviously, and you know, that's a lot of energy in Aries. That's an incredible, and what I would call an overabundance of energy. And I'm also noticing that Chiron is at 19 degrees 24 minutes as the sun. So this is a Cazimi conjunction. Cazimi means in the heart of the sun's rays are missing it. So it's not burning it up Chiron, and Chiron is in the heart. So what does that mean? Chiron is the wounded healer. We have to heal these issues of violence and war, gun violence, war manifesting everywhere in the world. I mean, not everywhere, but, you know, several countries right now. And we just had like Jose Andre, who is the head of the world. Oh, God, he's the head of the world. I can't read my own writing. Kitchen organization or something. But he feeds a lot of people. And they just had 7 people in his organization get killed in Gaza. So, you know, this is, and then Cindy McCain is the executive director of, you know, the humanitarian organizations that go on and trying to get food into all these Haiti, Gaza, Ukraine, Africa, all these different areas where people just need to have a meal to eat in order to survive. So this total new moon solar eclipse in Aries, it does increase. It increases the idea of violence and war. And this is a 6-month-long energy that runs. So we're looking at the next new moon solar eclipse in Libra is until October the 2nd. You know, we've got until then, until we see some kind of completion. So this energy runs for a long time. There's no really bad aspects going on here. Okay, we don't have oppositions. We don't have a T-square going on. We don't have a yod going on. So this energy tends to be very self-centered, you know, and it's not connecting with other planets and stuff. And that, you know, that's the other thing that they call that unaspected, you know, and it's forming a stellium. So there's so many planets in Aries. So basically what I'm saying is if you're born of the sign of Aries, sun, moon, rising, or you have some planets in Aries, and they're within 5 degrees on the opposite side of the 19. So 19, 5 degrees, 24 degrees, 19 to 24, and then 12 to 19. and you have any planets in Aries or any planets around those degrees, that this total new moon solar eclipse is aspecting it, then your chart is getting really activated. So for those born in the sign of Aries, they would be the most influenced by this particular total solar eclipse. I have, for instance, Aries ruling my career house. Actually, Pisces rules it at 18 degrees, but there's a part of it that's being ruled. So all this energy is falling in my career house, and it's making a trine to my Uranus in Leo, and also my moon in Leo in the second house of money. So actually, it's very good for me for my career. I'm starting to get a lot of readings already. You know, I mean, we're a week before, you know, the eclipse, and I'm already booked for the next couple of weeks because of this. And I had been quiet in January, February. So here we are. So if it's making nice aspects, it's really great for you. If it's squaring any of the other signs, the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. If you have any planets in those signs and it's squaring, that could cause stress in your life in whatever areas those planets are in, meaning the house that they land in. So you have to look at the house meetings, which I have a tape on my YouTube. You can look at house meetings and what they are, and then look at your chart. I have like at least 6 classes that are free on my YouTube that you can evaluate your own, natal chart, your birth chart, and decide what's happening with this total new moon eclipse. If you want to get a reading, it's $60. I do a new and full moon reading. That's my most inexpensive reading, and I can look it up for you and discuss it with you as to how this total eclipse is affecting your life. Aries, though, also sextiles Gemini and Aquarius. So if you have planets in Gemini or Aquarius, sextiles bring opportunities. So this is, see, the thing about eclipses is it's more of a focus of intense energy, different than a regular new moon or full moon. This book here, I like a lot. It's called Future Signs. It's by Maria K. Sims. And you can look that up, look up her website. I think that she gets, don't buy it on Amazon because it's very expensive, but on her website, I think it's $14.95, if I'm not mistaken. And that gets into new moon and full moon eclipses, and it also gets into transits and how long a planet takes to move through a sign. So a lot of knowledge in that book. Mercury retrograde, as you know, creates communication breakdowns during that period. So we got a Mercury retrograde running from April 1st to April the 25th of this month, and getting involved in the total new moon solar eclipse. So, you know, that can create chaos in communications, the media. You're going to hear a lot about war, is what I'm saying. A lot of communication. We've already started hearing about it, right? So we're hearing a lot about war. And war is the decision around war and violence needs to be addressed and taken care of, especially during a presidential election year. And so if President Biden doesn't get this under control and calm this thing down, it's not going to look good for him. And so that gives the advantage to former President Trump if he can't, and he's got to calm the wars down, calm the violence down, and maybe even get a little bit of aggressive in stopping some of it. Not, you know, no more negotiations, but just get something done here, and stop fooling around with this. This is a very dangerous time. Now, holistic healthcare, as I've mentioned in my other videos, yoga, acupuncture, acupressure, massage therapy, high quality vitamin mineral supplements, Ayurvedic medicine, herbal supplements, all this stuff. This is what can bring health back to the world. Unfortunately, the leaders in the fields of religion, politics, healthcare especially, you know, they're not encouraging their citizens to get involved with holistic healthcare. It's traditional healthcare, which is not bad, but it's a lot of drugs, you know. And so people need to heal themselves so badly through this whole thing. The other thing I want to mention is the new city of Jerusalem spaceship. It's about 1,500 miles wide. It's been hovering it's been kind of in a parking orbit around the Earth since the 1980s. And that may take the people of Jerusalem up on the spaceship. This is a possibility within the next couple of years. Because of the people of Israel, that area is just, it's surrounded by Arab nations, and it's a mess. They're vulnerable, and they've already been through enough. So that could be a possible UFO situation where governments are wondering, where did all the people of Israel go? You know, they were taken up on a spaceship, and some of them may be actually brought to the United States of America and other areas as the 12 tribes of Israel start to begin, you know, being put in different areas. But the new city of Jerusalem spaceship is very huge. It's a whole city of light. Jesus Christ and Moses are on that ship. And there are other avatars like Krishna and Buddha that visit that ship, and they have a cup of celestial tea together. So it's a very inclusive situation, and they may have to do that. That's a possibility within the next 6 months or the next 2 years. But for those who are born in the sign of Aries, you're most influenced in terms of growth and challenges, and you have to be patient. You may, especially with Mercury retrograde, you know, until April 25th, they may find that they're just really frustrated when obstacles get in their way. Aries is not the most patient sign of the zodiac. So we have Libra on the other end. That's the negotiator and the peacemaker. That's the opposite sign of Aries. And, you know, we got the other eclipses coming up in Libra that give us an opportunity to have some peace in this whole thing. We just had a full moon lunar eclipse. It was a partial eclipse on March the 25th. We have another coming up in Libra on October the 2nd. So that's going to be, you know, October the 2nd is Libra at 9 degrees. Another opportunity for peace, October the 17th is Aries at 23 degrees. Pisces is going to be around September 17th, 18th. We have it at 24 degrees, a full moon lunar eclipse. So, that's going to affect Pisces emotionally in a big way. So you have to see how that works in your chart. But for now, we're dealing with April of 2024. All the way till October the 2nd of 2024, what are we going to do? How can we heal this open wound, Chiron, that's right in the heart of the sun, the Cassini conjunction? Now is the time to heal this so that things don't really escalate. There will not be a nuclear war. The Intergalactic Federation of UFOs and extraterrestrials that are benevolent, they will not allow, they have very high technology. If any country tries to destroy another country through nuclear weapons, even in outer space, satellite weapons that shoot nuclear rays, you know, they will, they have the right to interfere with that and shut it down. We are not going to have another Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know, we're not going to have that. Hiroshima, I meant. We're not going to have that anymore. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about the nuclear stuff. But the hunger, the violence, the humanitarian crisis, you know, gun violence and all that, it really needs to stop. And the only way to stop it is holistic health care and so that people can de-stress, a lesser work week. I go through that in my other videos. Listen to Pluto and Aquarius. That's the front video. For now, this total new moon solar eclipse is very good for Gemini and Aquarius. It also is very good for Leo and Sagittarius. So Leo and Sagittarius, Gemini, Aquarius really benefit from this. There's a lot of growth in their life. A lot of new doors will open up for them. And then, of course, Libra is trying to find the balance and being the negotiator this year in the midst of all this Aries energy, which is very aggressive. So with that said, I wish you all the best on this new moon, total new moon solar eclipse, April the 8th and throughout the next 6 months, all the way to October 2nd. Namaste. Oh, click a like, you know, subscribe. Om Swaha. I've also done a new video on the sacred vowels, A-E-I-O-U of Sanskrit. Listen to that and sound, light, keeping the light going, the white light. Don't forget all the light is not available on a total new moon solar eclipse. So keep your light. Take the day off if you can. Get rest. A lot of the Vedic astrologers feel you should get some rest, in these eclipse, especially a total eclipse. So pray, meditate, whatever needs to be done, but take it easy. Don't, all this traveling, looking at the eclipse, that can create a problem too. So, be aware of your environment, because things are going to get, whether it's man-made or environmental, catastrophes from Mother Nature. This is on an all-time high from April 8th till October 2nd of 2024. Swaha, using sound as a way to heal the world and light. Swaha.